Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. How does the new chairman of the Press Council of India view the media? That's the key issue I shall discuss today with Justice Markande Kachu. Justice Kachu, recently whilst addressing some newspaper and television editors, you said the media have become irresponsible and wayward. And then you added the time has come when some introspection by the Indian media is required. Are you disappointed by the media?
Very disappointed.
And therefore, do you have a low opinion of the media?
I have a poor opinion about the media.
And you really mean this?
I mean this. They should be working for the interests of the people. They are not working for the interests of the people, and sometimes they are positively working in an anti-people manner.
Now, in that same address to editors, you said one of the basic tasks of the media is to provide truthful and objective information that will enable people to form rational opinions. Is that not happening altogether, or is it not happening sufficiently and effectively?
See, you must first understand the historical context in which we are living. India is passing through a transitional period in our history. Transition from feudal agricultural society to modern industrial society. This is a very painful and agonizing period in history. When Europe was going through this period, the media played a great role. It was of great help in transforming European society from feudalism to a modern society.
Is that not happening in India?
No, just the reverse. In Europe, great writers like Rousseau, Voltaire, Thomas Paine, Junius, they helped Diderot. Diderot said that men will be free when the last king is strangled with the entrails of the last priest.
Compared to them, what is the role the Indian media is playing during this transition India is going through?
Indian media is very often playing an anti-people role. Let me give you three respects. Number one, it often diverts the attention of the people from the real problems, which are basically economic. The people are 80% people living in horrible poverty, unemployment, facing price rise, health care. You divert attention from those problems and instead you project film stars and fashion parades and cricket as if they are the problems of the people.
So the media uses fashion, film stars and cricket almost as an opium.
Yes, cricket is an opium of the masses. The Roman emperors used to say, if you cannot give the people bread, give them circuses. In India, send them to cricket if you cannot give them bread. Many channels day and night showing cricket as if that is the problem of the country.
You said there were three respects in which the media was being anti-people, to use your phrase. You've given me one. What are the other two?
Second is, see, very often the media divides the people. You see, this is a country of great diversity because it is a country broadly of immigrants, and we must therefore respect each other and we must remain united. Take for example, whenever a bomb blast takes place in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, within a few hours, almost every channel starts showing that an email has come or SMS has come that Indian Mujahideen have claimed responsibility, or Jaish-e-Mohammed have claimed, or Harkatul Jihad has some Muslim name. You see, email or SMS, any mischievous person can send, but by showing it on the TV channels and next day on print, you are in a subtle way conveying the message that all Muslims are terrorists and bomb throwers and you are demonizing the Muslim, and 99% people of all communities, whether Hindu, Muslim, are good people.
Is this an instance of the media being careless, or the media deliberately not using its guard and not using its intelligence to double check? Which is it?
I think it is even worse. I think it is deliberate action of the media to divide the people on religious lines, and that is totally against the national interest.
You are saying the media is deliberately dividing
people? Yes, because what else is this? When you are demonizing the Muslim community by within a few hours of a bomb blast showing that SMS has come, email, or some Muslim organization, what does it imply?
You said you had three examples of the media being anti-people. You've given me two. What's the third?
Third is, you see, as I said, India is passing through a transitional period from feudal society to modern society. So the media must promote scientific ideas to help country move forward, like the European media did in the period of transition in Europe. Here the media promotes superstition, astrology, and 90% people in the country are mentally very backward. It is steeped in casteism, communalism, superstition, and so on. Should the media uplift them and bring them up to a higher mental level and make them part of enlightened India? Or should the media go down to the level and continue and perpetuate their backwardness? The media buys many TV channels show astrology, which is pure humbug. Astrology is total superstition that if you wear this color shirt today, it will be very good for you. What is all this?
You began by saying that you had a very low opinion of the media, that you were deeply disappointed by the media. I get the impression that in fact you don't think very much of the media at all.
There are some very respected media people, I can tell you. For example, I'll give you an example, Mr. P. Sainath. I have very high respect for him. He has written many articles showing the farmers' suicides. He has projected, and in fact in Hindu today it came that 250,000 farmers have committed suicide.
You're talking about the front page article in Saturday's Hindu.
Yes, today's
But
Hindu.
Apart from naming one or two individuals, of the media as a whole, you don't think very much.
Yes, general rut is very, very low, and I have a poor opinion of most media people. I think, frankly, I don't think they are very much, they have any knowledge of economic theory or political science or literature or philosophy. I don't think they have studied all this.
So the media in effect is not just living up to its expectations, you would say it is letting down India.
Yes, absolutely, because media is very important in this transition period. Because as I said, the media deals with ideas. It's not an ordinary business which dealing in commodities. It deals with ideas. Therefore, people need modern scientific ideas.
And that's not happening.
The reverse is happening.
The media is making India more superstitious, more
Yes.
casteist, more communal. You really mean that?
Yes, absolutely. You see the TV channels, so many of them showing astrology, that ye Rashi hai, wo Rashi hai. What is all this?
All right. I've understood and heard your attitude and opinion of the media. Let me now put to you some of the common complaints made of the media by ordinary people and ask to what extent, as chairman of the Press Council, you agree with those complaints and to what extent you disagree. People often say that the media is not accurate. Worse, they say the media distorts facts. It twists people's opinions and quotations. Do you hold that view as well?
Absolutely. If you have heard of the scandal of paid news in the 2009 elections, you know what happened. Earlier the journalists would go to the candidates in election and ask money. You give me 10,000 rupees and I will publish news in your favor. Then it appears the proprietors got a wise idea that why should these working journalists make money? Why should we not make money? Then they came forward that you give me 1 crore and a package will be given to you. That front page headline news will be in your favor. And sometimes what happened, astounding things happened in 2009 election. Candidate A in the front page of the newspaper says he is winning by large majority, and the lower part of the front page, paid for by the rival candidate, says that candidate A is losing his security deposit. See, on the same page, he is winning by a thumping majority and he is losing by security.
What you're saying to me, whether we're talking about paid news, whether we're talking about your claim that the media distorts and twists facts, you're saying the media can't be relied upon when they claim something to be true. It may not be true, it may just be false.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because if you are paid to write something, you are not writing something which you factually observe. You're paid to write whatever you are told to write.
Now, a second criticism made by ordinary people of the media is that it frequently damages the reputation of innocent people by either misrepresenting them, or worse, by suggesting or claiming or proclaiming that they are guilty without reason and without evidence. Again, is that a view you agree with?
Yes. And may I give you an example? In one TV channel, which is a reputed TV channel, I will not name it, on 2 consecutive days, the photograph of a High Court judge was shown, High Court where I had been Chief Justice, next to the photograph of a notorious criminal. 2 consecutive days. And the allegation against the High Court judge was that he had illegally grabbed some land. I made personal inquiries, And I found it was totally false. I inquired from the judges in that high court, from a large number of people. He had bought land in the rural area in the open market at the market price. I got all the documents. And this man was weeping when I went there. He said, I'm going to resign. I said, please don't resign. I'll try to do something. Just see this. You condemn a corrupt judge, I am with you. Why should you condemn an honest judge? He is totally upright.
You're saying the error in this instance was the publication of an honest judge's picture alongside that of a criminal,
yes,
and the suggestion that the two are similar.
Yes. Just see how demoralizing it is for a judge who is honest. You condemn a corrupt judge, I am fully with you, I have done it myself. Why should you condemn a upright judge?
And you're saying that often the media, through carelessness or maybe deliberately, damages the reputation of innocent people.
Yes, you want to sensationalize something, you want to capture without proper investigation. You must do proper research and investigation before you publish all this.
So the media does no research, no investigation.
Well, sometimes it may be doing, but sometimes it does not. In this case, evidently they had not done.
Let's focus a little on news television. There is a lot of concern about the quality of debates on television channels. Are you an admirer of those debates, or are you a critic?
See, very often I found those debates totally frivolous. First of all, there is no discipline. If there are 4 people on the panel all speaking at the same time, is this the way disciplined people should behave? I will never, when you speak, I will never interrupt you. But why should you interrupt me when I am speaking?
You think anchors are always interrupting?
Not anchors. The panel is the 4 persons, one person speaking, the other simultaneously start speaking. See, you can't, whom are you to hear?
People often say that the big problem with debates on television is that they only generate heat, they don't shed light, yet their job is to shed light.
That's quite often correct. You should shed light in this age, you should educate people, you should express rational opinions, it's not a shouting contest.
So all these criticisms that ordinary people have of the media, whether it's to do with accuracy, whether it's to do with damaging reputations, whether it's to do with the quality of debate, you as chairman of the press council agree with all of them?
Not all of them. Some of the, as I told you, there are some very upright media people. I named you Mr. P. Sainath, and there are many I
but
can
the
name.
Generality of the media, you believe,
more often the majority, I am sorry to say, are of a very poor intellectual level. Media people, I doubt whether they have any idea of economic theory or political science, philosophy, literature. I have grave doubts whether they are well read in all this. They should be.
More often than not, media people are of a very ordinary level.
Yes, that's right.
Let's take a break at that point. I want to come back and talk to you about steps that you believe as chairman of the press council are necessary to improve news television and the electronic media in particular. That's in a moment's time. See you after the break. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an interview with the chairman of the Press Council of India, Justice Markandeya Katru. Justice Katru, let's talk about steps you believe are necessary to improve news television. Primarily, you believe news television and the electronic media as a whole must be brought under the ambit of the Press Council. Why do you think the media's attempt at self-regulation by the News Broadcasters Association, headed by Justice Verma, is not good enough?
Well, I don't see any effect of that that move. The media has to be educated. They must be told that you are living in a poor country where you have to address the problems of the poor people. What do you show? Lady Gaga has come. Today I was, yesterday in the television I saw, today in the lady, is this the problem of the country? Kareena Kapoor has seen her Madame Tussauds statue and she says, "मैं उस पे फिदा हो गया हूँ." This is the in the TV and in the headlines.
So you're saying that the News Broadcasters Association attempt to self-regulate under Justice Verma simply isn't working?
Yes, it is not working at all. One of the reasons is there must be some fear in the media. They must have some fear.
Absence of a stick
yes.
means the media gets away with it.
Yes, absolutely. As I said in many interviews, stick will be used only in some extreme situation.
But the need for the stick is there.
Yes, the fear must be there. Bin bhai hot na preet, Goswami Tulsidas has said in Ramcharitmanas.
So in other words, there must always be a sanction the media fears. Otherwise, the media will not fulfill its role and act in your eyes properly.
Absolutely.
Now, so far, what steps have you taken or what steps do you propose to take to bring news television or the electronic media as a whole under the ambit of the Press Council?
Well, I have written to the Prime Minister that the electronic media should be brought under the Press Council. It should be called the Media Council, and also we should be given more teeth. Those teeth will be used in an extreme situation. I met Mrs. Ambika Soni, the Minister of Information and Broadcasting, to whom I gave that letter addressed to the Prime Minister, and I've received a reply from the Prime Minister that they are considering it. Yesterday I met Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, leader of the opposition.
Yesterday meaning Friday?
Yes, yesterday Friday, and I gave her the copy of the letter of the address to the Prime Minister, and I said unless there is consensus between both these national parties, the bill will not go through.
What response did you get from Mrs. Swaraj?
Yes, she said that in this probably there will be a consensus.
Now you said you've received a response from the Prime Minister. What did he indicate in his response? Is he open to your idea?
No, he just wrote that we are considering it. I got a written letter. I have not met him. I have sought an appointment with him.
But the Prime Minister has said he's considering it.
Yes, he's considering it. And Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, in fact, when I met her yesterday, I told her that, look, this was your suggestion in Parliament. She said, yes, it was my suggestion that electronic media should be brought.
So the position is as follows. The Prime Minister is considering your suggestion, which suggests that perhaps he's open to the idea.
Yes.
Mrs. Swaraj, in a sense, has endorsed it,
yes,
which suggests that the BJP supports it. Have I summed that up correctly?
Yes, that's right.
Now, you've also asked for greater teeth for the Press Council. Do you think it needs to be able to bite more effectively?
Yes.
I know you're only going to use that in extreme situations, but what sort of additional powers do you want?
I want powers to stop government advertisements. I want powers to suspend the license of that media for a certain period if it behaves in a very obnoxious manner. I want powers to impose fines. All this in extreme situations. Normally, if a media commits a mistake, I will call them, I will discuss with them, look, this is not proper. And in 80% people can be reformed
but
by
this is
persuasion.
To be used if the media proves to be, to use your phrase, incorrigible.
Incorrigible.
Now, in fact, your exact phrase was, if the media prove to be incorrigible, harsh measures may be required. Some people think that's a threat to press freedom.
Listen, everybody is accountable in a democracy. There is no freedom is absolute. Every freedom is subject to reasonable restrictions. If I'm accountable, you are accountable, we are accountable to the people.
And the media must be accountable as well.
Absolutely.
And that means the media must accept and respect restrictions.
That's right.
Justice Karju, a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.